Well, hello. Thank you for joining me today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Nicole Burgess. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm a woman's empowerment coach. Today, I want to go over 5 steps on how to help manage overwhelm. I hear this so often from women that I work with, whether they're entrepreneurs like myself, or they're managers, and or they're also moms. Overwhelm seems to be more of the norm these days than living life truly on purpose. So, a little story. About 2 years ago, I was making some changes in my business and I thought, oh, I'll just add this other service. I knew there was going to be a learning curve, which was totally okay. So I knew my stress level would be up for a little bit, which was fine. I was doing pretty good because I was being consistent in how I was making that happen. And then things kind of got off track. And what I ended up doing was I was literally every single day, I was running from task to task to task, which was more like putting out fires than anything else. And I got really overwhelmed really quickly. So what I ended up doing was I really learned from that experience and I said, okay, I've got to slow down a little bit and I've got to figure out what do I really want to do? And then what can I do to start to let go of some of these other tasks that are no longer serving me or my business? So that's what I'm going to ask of you today. I want you to really look at, oftentimes people have these great intentions of, hey, I want to be a healthier weight. I want to be more organized at home or at work. I want to be more present. All those intentions are really great, but without a plan, you're going to feel really overwhelmed. So step one, I want you to explore just one area of your life where you're feeling really overwhelmed. Is it, at home you're feeling overwhelmed? Is it at work you're feeling overwhelmed? Are you wanting to something change in your spirituality practice that you're doing? Maybe it's some parenting stuff that you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe it's just your health. You're feeling overwhelmed with various things that are going on in that area. So pick one area of your life. Then I want you to, step two, I want you to write down why you feel overwhelmed. What specifically is causing you to feel overwhelmed? Is it more of what you're telling yourself, which again, our thoughts are huge impacts for how we perceive what is really going on. So write down why you feel overwhelmed. Maybe it's honestly, it's not even only your thinking that's doing that, but also truly all the demands that are coming into that. So write those things down. Again, you're externalizing that from letting it just kind of swirl around in your mind. Putting that down onto paper can really help with that so you can visually see what areas you're feeling so overwhelmed in and why. Then 3, what would be different in your life if this part, right, this piece of your life felt less overwhelming? What would you be able to do more of if you felt more like this was in flow versus so overwhelmed? Step 4, now I want you to actually create a plan for how you're going to change this one area of your life. And then step 5 is taking inspired action. And I love that phrase, inspired action, because that is really you living more within your values, you living and doing what you say you want to do for that life you want to create and be in. So once you start to take these small steps within your life, it really does have a ripple effect for how that's going to impact other things or other areas in your life. And so once that new habit is in place, then go back and revisit other areas of your life. If they haven't actually already shifted because you've started to change this area of your life, go back and then repeat that process. So here's some examples. Do you feel really stressed out about meals? I have talked about this in a previous video where, oftentimes for families, they're very stressed out because they're kind of doing the day by day, like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do for a meal tonight? We've got practices, we've got this, we've got that going on, and I'm just really overwhelmed. So start to collect those recipes that your family members like or what you like. Then you're going to batch these things. Again, I know I've talked about this in the previous video, but batching these little jobs on the weekends or whatever day works best for you and your family can help you feel less stressed out and overwhelmed during the week. It really does work. Another example is maybe you have kids and because you've got multiple children and you've got multiple activities that you do with them. And I know oftentimes moms in particular, because I work mostly with women, is that they feel so overwhelmed with, being the chauffeur and they've got to go here and there type of thing. So create a family calendar where it's a shared calendar with your partner and or other relatives maybe, so that you can start asking. Yes, it's important to ask for what you need and want regarding saying, hey, could you pick up so and so on this day for me? And then you jot that down in the calendar so everybody takes responsibility for their part of it. You're not there to manage their calendar, you're there to manage your own time and asking for that support that you need. Or maybe you start talking with some of the other parents who are also part of that activity, and you start creating a carpool. And you guys are able to kind of go back and forth with, hey, I can do this day, could you do this day? Which helps everybody. It's a win-win situation. Or maybe it's you're feeling really overwhelmed with all the managerial tasks that you have at your job. So create a list of all the things that you typically are asked to do. And maybe you start looking at these things right here make me the best manager ever. These other things I need to start looking at delegating. Then if you need to, chat with your manager about how to prioritize that, or maybe begin to take those things off the plate that don't serve you as being the best manager you can be, but having that conversation with them so that you can make that work best for you and then all the people that you supervise as well. Because when you're in alignment with what you do so good, you're able to then really mentor and manage those that are reporting to you. All right, so let's see here. So I'm looking at my kind of cheat sheet here. It's really so much about this is just slowing down versus speeding up. Oftentimes when we're feeling so overwhelmed, it's because so many things are coming at us, at least we think they are. But when we pause, stop, reflect, slow that stuff down, we are actually more in charge of our life versus life trying to, oh, it's controlling me or it's all happening to me. No, you are making life happen. You are living life truly on purpose. You've got to be able to write those things down and then create a priority with that. So create that plan every single day. Prioritize that list. Again, your top maybe 3 things that you know you can actually get done. Oftentimes we write too many things down thinking, oh, we're going to get these 20 things done, and it's just truly not feasible. So we feel really defeated. So make it truly feasible for you within that timeline that you have to complete those things that you need to. And then keep every single day you're taking inspired action to make it more of a flow for you. It's like, this is what we do. This is how we kind of keep things more organized. So overwhelm is not creeping in as often. So if you want to find out more about me and my coaching practice, I invite you to go out to NicoleBurgessCoaching.com. And I love helping women really live their life more on purpose and with ease versus feeling so overwhelmed. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day.